Here is a Qigong form known as Soong Gong, deeply relaxing Qigong, best done before bed to promote good sleep. We have a hand gesture in Soong Gong, which is very simply to move the middle finger so it's a little bit forward from the other fingers. I'll just show you. So the middle finger is a little bit forward, like so. Nothing too tense. It stimulates an acupuncture point in the center of the palm, which promotes relaxation. Stand easy, top of the head pointing towards the ceiling, chin down a little bit, shoulders relaxed, some space between the arms and the sides of the body, the tailbone pointing down towards the earth, the knees soft, and the feet around shoulder width apart and parallel on the outside, standing like a tree. We do a movement, we're doing 7 movements in all. Each movement is done for around a minute, and I recommend that if you're going to practice Soong Gong, you use this as a coaching video. Maybe make some notes and then do it without the video as far as possible. We do the movements, and then in between each, we place the hands over the lower belly. It doesn't matter which hand goes over which. The lower belly below the navel, and we take 3 long breaths with a focus on the out breath. So a long out breath, natural in breath, and then a slightly elongated out breath, as if you were sighing out. So, first movement. Point the fingers forward with the palms touching, and imagine that you have a sheet of glass in between your hands, and you're polishing the back and the front of it. I'll do it from the side. So it's this movement. The shoulders are relaxed. Your middle finger is slightly forward. And the chin is down so the chi can get through the neck spine. And the movement is in time with your slowest breath. In each of the movements, when you feel ready, we have an additional lower body movement, which is very simply going from one foot to the other. So the weight goes down through one foot, and then you shift and the weight goes down through the other foot. You could imagine that the footprint gets deeper on either side as you're shifting. You're going in time with your slowest breath. You're following the in-breath and then the out-breath. In-breath and the out-breath. And we do this for around a minute. When we pause with the hands over the lower belly, and we take 3 breaths with an emphasis on the out-breath. Breathing in, natural in-breath, and then breathing out a little bit longer than perhaps you normally would. Really emptying the air out of the base of the lungs. The next movement is as if you're playing with a yo-yo, child's toy, with one hand and then with the other hand. Once again, the middle finger is slightly forward. And then when you feel ready, adding a movement from one foot to the other. And it doesn't matter which foot you land on. Keeping the knees soft, tailbone down into the earth, tailbone quite close to the earth, if that's okay for you. And just to say that the whole of Soong Gong can be done in a seated position. You would just shift from sitting bone to sitting bone. When you feel ready, placing both hands over the lower belly, softening the knees, tucking the tailbone a little, and 3 deep breaths with an emphasis on the out breath. Next movement is called Fair Lady Set Sail. It's also known as parting the pony's mane. So one hand comes up and one goes down diagonally. They come back together and then they go the other way. So unfurling a sail or a roll of paper, something of that sort, is the movement. When you feel ready, adding the shifting of weight from foot to foot. Middle finger forward and really feeling the weight going down through one foot, then the other, as if your footprint is getting deeper and deeper. Hands on belly, 3 deep breaths. Make loosely clenched fists now, as if you have a butterfly in each hand and trying to protect it. But make fists here at waist height. We do 2 movements consecutively. The first, we take the elbows back, push the fists back and bring them round. Do that on the side as well. Push back and open. And not too stretchy, as it were. So just a gentle opening here. Enough to feel a massage of the shoulders at the back. When you feel ready, add in your own way a shifting of one foot to the other. And moving with your natural breath. Maybe out breath here. In breath as your chest opens. It's really up to you. And if the breathing pattern doesn't suit you, then simply long, deep breathing into the lower belly. After a while, we change direction. You can either stop and start again, or you can carry on shifting the weight. The fists go out forward now, and they come round the other way. And once again, I'll just turn to the side, show you how that is. This could be the out breath, and following your natural in breath as your chest opens. Relax shoulders. Less is more in this particular form. In Qigong in general, but in this particular form. And then placing your hands on your lower belly. 3 deep breaths. The next movement is called Ape Offers Fruit, and it's a little bit different in that we step forward. So shift the weight over onto one foot, doesn't matter which one it is. When it's totally down through one foot, put the other one forward, still keep the weight on the back foot, and just the heel goes down. And then slowly commit the weight to the front foot until you are able to shift between the front and the back foot, like so. Turn your hands up towards the ceiling, towards sky if you like, and imagine that you're holding a bowl of fruit, and it's quite heavy, so just for a moment, imagine or feel an imagined bowl of fruit in your hands. Here's the movement. We offer it around, make sure your knees are comfortable and protected, they're not bending awkwardly. We offer it around to an imagined circle of friends, each person taking a bit of fruit from your bowl. A very important point here is that the top of your head always stays pointing towards the ceiling. Your footprints are deep, and your tailbone remains pointing towards earth. So if we were to overreach, overgive, if you like, we might overbalance, but actually we don't go that far. We stay rooted in our vertical stance. Let's go around the other way. Your plate is by now getting lighter, people having taken the fruit. And as you come back one time, shift to the other side, shifting onto the other foot and leg. When your weight is totally down through that side, place the heel of the other foot forward, sole down, and only when the whole sole is down, the sole of the foot is down, do you commit the weight so that you can shift between one foot and the other. And once again, we now send the plate around, and this time people are adding their own goodies to your plate, receiving. Even in receiving mode, you stay with your head and neck facing the sky, the ceiling, the top of your head, and your tailbone down. So you're moving your vertical axis around without overreaching. And let's go around the other way. Once again, you can have your middle finger a little bit forward from the rest of the fingers to accentuate that sense of relaxation. Do one final round and then pull the front foot back into shoulder width and parallel feet, hands on the lower belly, and 3 long breaths. In our penultimate movement, we hold the hands up and they're a little like cups, so the fingers are curled slightly. I'll screen and show you that. So they're curled slightly like suction cups. One hand pours liquid, imagined liquid, into the other cup. So the other one is upright. And then it comes back into receiving mode. Then the other hand pours liquid into the other cup, like so. And so it goes. So that's the movement. When it feels right, and in whatever way feels right, shift the weight from foot to foot. Come to a pause with both palms facing upwards, and then slowly bringing your hands to your lower belly for the 3 deep breaths. Final movement in this sequence before a closing movement. Once again, fingers face forward, palms are together, and then one hand goes forward. It's called shooting palms. One hand goes forward, the other one goes forward. I'll show you from the side. So we're not overreaching. We're not overreaching like this. We're just coming to where we can still stay with the top of the head towards the sky, the feet deep in the earth, the tailbone tucked under. And the middle finger is slightly forward again, so that when the hands pass each other, they are actually touching very, very gently. And when you feel ready, weight is shifting from one foot to the other. Final set of 3 breaths as you hold your hands over the lower belly. To close, soften your knees, tuck your tailbone under, lift the arms up through the space around you. Let the palms come to face the floor or the earth at around the top of the head height. And then, slow as you like, normal breathing, let the hands come down towards earth as if settling everything that may have been unsettled in this form back down to earth. Thank you for watching.